I think I'm live. All right, I am. Anyway, hello. Today is the day before Easter. Actually, it's Easter. Happy Easter. To anybody who celebrates Easter, happy Easter. And if you don't, I hope you have a wonderful Sunday. This is Tori Magoo, 44, and hopefully some people are still awake. This is Midnight with Magoo. So it's a little bit late, but usually people end up coming on, or my friends in Europe now are coming on early. They wake up. Hello, there you go. Hi, Patrick Skinner. Hello. Usually, hi, Nancy. With you from Alaska. All right, cool. Yeah, I love it when you tell me where you're from. Hi, Cindy. Hi, Flatliners. Happy Easter. Thank you. You can see my bunnies. I got a couple of them here. And I'm an Easter person. Not that I'm religiously Easter, but I like to have little Easter things around. They make me happy. Hi, Sally. Thank you for coming on, you guys. So it's Midnight with Magoo, and this is going to be a topic. Ooh, it's 3 a.m. there. Hi, Annabelle. Good morning from the UK. All right. See, that's right. My European friends. Hi, Jenny. Interesting ideas. Hi, Tori from Key Largo. Woo, cool. Happy Easter, Joan. Thank you. And same back to you. And good golly, Miss Molly. Thank you. Thank you for your little hearts and your Easter bunny. And I like those kind of things. I love emoticons. I do. Some people, it was funny because years ago I used to always put hearts up and stuff like that. And the computer geeks didn't like it. They'd be like, why do you always put those things there? Happy Easter from North Wales. Oh my God, it's 8 a.m. Sunday here. Woohoo! Born Ancient. I love that nickname. That's a great nickname. Hi, Tori and Chatters. Hello. Oh, it's Love It. All right, good. That's my moderator. Thank you for coming on. Nancy Tyler Hess. Tap the like button. There you go. That's good. Thank you for reminding him. Thank you. Someone actually wrote me and said, don't remind them more than once. But new people come on, so that's what happens. I realized I don't mean to say it over and over, but new people come on and then the lights are, kind of down. So then I think, well, I better remind them. Happy Easter from Minnesota. All right, that's cool. Good to know. Bach buddy. Okay. All right. How's Minnesota doing? That sounds like it'd be a chilly place, but maybe not. It might be springtime. So tonight, this morning, whatever it is, we're going to talk about, people always ask, well, what can you say that would help a person in a cult wake up? And I can honestly say, see now my light. Oh yeah, that's right. That's because of I was trying to think, why are these things reflecting in my glasses? But that's my from my cell phone. I just realized again. Good evening, all. Hi, Tori, in the western mountains of North Carolina. All right, cool. Good morning, Tori. All right, hi, Hans Christian Schwartz. Okay, we're going to talk about what you can maybe say. Now, obviously, if I knew exactly what to say, we would have a lot more people out. Now, a lot of people are out. I will say that. And so I'm just going to tell you things that worked for me and things that didn't work for me. Definitely, I think I've told you guys this before, but I'm going to say it again. It's like yelling for me never worked. Scientology would send me out to quote unquote handle, meaning get rid of the critics that were picketing. And they would often be screaming different things to me, the facts about L. Ron Hubbard, and I never heard them. I used to always, later I said it's like I had plexiglass up, and it just stuff would just, oh, your clocks changed last night. We lost an hour's sleep in Europe. Wow, sorry. I know we already went through that, so we're already ahead of you on that one. And now we just have to look forward to fall. I love your idea of a business card. The business cards are one of the most successful things I have had of everything. Of everything that I've done, that's the number one thing that's been my most successful thing because I give them out all the time, and I tell people, I I tell them all the time. I went to Trader Joe's tonight, and I said, just so you know, I was in a cult for 30 years and I escaped out. And they always go, "Really?" And I go, "Yeah." And they're actually after people like you because they're young kids. And they go, "Why would they be after me?" And I go, "You're a young man, you're healthy, you're nice looking. That's what they want. That's exactly what they want." So your main way to stay out of a cult and not get snagged in it, because cult experts say anyone can get snagged into a cult if they're in the wrong place at the wrong time. But if you get educated on what is a cult and what is mind control, which you can type that into YouTube, cults, mind control, stuff like that, and just start studying it and realize there's only like 9 things that create a cult. And if you learn all 9 of those things, they can't get you. It's like one guy's leading it, and they have their secret language, and there's different things, but you can learn it on YouTube. You can just type in, mind control. It won't want me, I'm old. That's not true. Not true at all. I ran into an older lady because I always wanted to go back in the Sea Org, remember? And I ran into an older lady when I was probably in my 50s and she was probably in her 70s, and she was at Flag. And I said, "Can I ask you a question?" And she said, "Sure." So we went into a room, and I said, "They say that they have senior hours for senior people. And what do you think?" And she looked at me and she goes, "Tori, look around you." And everybody here is 30, 20, you know, years old. They're all very young people. They're younger than me. And so, yes, they do have senior hours that I can do where I can quit early. But you have to remember, if my statistics are down, there goes my day off. I don't get a day off because my stats are down. So I have to keep working just as much as they do. So not really, so but they'll take anybody, believe me. Okay, I just sent you a PayPal for Easter. Aw, thank you so much. That is really sweet. A beautiful one. Lovely. That is very, very sweet. Thank you. And that's so kind of you. Thank you for supporting Tori. Yeah, I really appreciate that. That's so sweet. I get a little Easter gift. Thank you. Um, okay, so there's one thing not to do, which is I don't yell at people. Now I know like Streets is a person who yells, but he's out on the street mostly talking to police. So he has like a different thing, and he has a presence with them. They know him, and it's a different thing. But I think for a lot of people where they don't know them, they just sound like angry people screaming. And it upsets people. It does, because they've told me, I know it. So anyway, I say don't scream. But another thing that you can do, I mean, a couple of things is, one, find some books that you like. And you can recommend, if you have a friend or a family member or someone that's in a cult, I wouldn't say get them a book on cults because they're not going to read it. But I found out because I still had massive headaches, which turned out it was from menopause, but I didn't know that. And men were running the programs at the time in Scientology, so they didn't know it either. And so I was going to library, not so much libraries, but bookstores, and I would just look through the bookstores, self-improvement, philosophy, religions, just health, anything. Excuse me, and I would look through it and find something that sounded good to me, and I would buy it. It'd be like 1995. And my husband would always laugh at me. He'd say, "Oh God, another one of your secret library things," because I didn't want to tell Scientology because you're not supposed to do any other practices. But I said, "Yeah, me and Nancy Maney, she was my friend, and both of us were reading books for many, many years, kind of waking up. And I think it stripped off a lot of mind control. So when Andreas finally said to me, what kind of friends could those be if they're going to leave you because you change your mind? That cracked open my Truman Show. But I think that's because I had stripped off enough mind control. I had read enough books that had just kind of cracked things open. So I think books is a great way to go as far as, this is a book that I've read. Well, first you can ask someone, let's say you're talking to them. Obviously, you have to get in communication with them and then find out, do you read? Do you ever read books? Yeah, oh, yeah, I love to read books. And do you read fiction or nonfiction? I read both. I read fiction and nonfiction. Okay. Well, I have a book that I think you'd really, really like, and I'd like you to read it and then tell me what you think. And that can be 1,000 books. I mean, that you have to find books that you like, that you feel comfortable saying. Like for me, I often suggest the Four Agreements because it's just such a simple, basic book. And everyone I've ever heard of that's ever read it loved it. It's just a really good book. It's not about cults, do you see what I mean? But it's about thinking and words and what you say. And it does get you kind of changing things. The other one that original one which I think I've told you guys before, is You Can Change Your Life, which is by Louise Hay. And I don't know, to me, it was really fantastic. It definitely helped me. Anyway, there's a bunch of books that I have, but you can go through and find things that you like, that your friend might like, or someone, your family. Do you know what I mean? Like I could suggest one thing and they'd be like, nah, they'll never read that. But you could find something else and they would, oh yeah, they would read that. Good. Well, there you go. And then you start talking about that book. Do you see what I mean? And now they're talking a little bit because you have to understand, like, I'm going to use Scientology, but all cults are the same. They shut down your communication and thinking. So you're just used to reading what they say and talking about that, and not really talking much. Like Scientology, you're not allowed to talk about, your auditing or anything like that, except when you're in the course room. If you're in the course room studying, you can drill on it, but you can't discuss it. Do you see what I mean? Because it is what it is, and you have to read it, drill it, do it. That's it. So, okay, so now I forgot where I was because I got off onto that. All right, let me see. I'm a cult arch enemy, mental health nurse. Oh, they won't want me. Yeah, you're right on that. They hate mental health. It's really weird. And the irony of it is that I know 17 kids now born ancient that have killed themselves. And I know it's because they couldn't go see someone else, a therapist that could have talked to them and they'd be alive. But they couldn't. You just can't do anything else. And so I think they all figured, all right, I'll just take my life. That's it. She's truly precious. Thank you for looking after Tori. Aw, thank you. That's sweet. She is precious. It's my honor to support the OGSP. Aw, thank you very much. You mentioned a book a while back. Was it called Blink? Yeah, Blink is a great book too, because it has to do with your first instincts and how most people, myself included, my first instinct of Scientology was like, what the hell is this? I thought Hubbard looked like Hitler. The Sea Org looked like a bunch of guys from Vietnam that I'd been fighting for 2 years, protesting, and they were all in military uniforms. So I thought, what is that? And they weren't friendly. And and the rest of it was super organized, which I wasn't. I was a hippie. So it was like, what is this? So if I'd gone with my first instincts, I would have turned around and left and had a different life. But I love having my son, and I would have never had my son without being in Scientology. And I had the first 20 years of my life were good. I will say. I enjoyed it. I liked it. I don't regret it at all. So there you go. No, wait, I better. So now the other thing, I just want to say one other thing because people do you guys just want to talk with each other? I'm not quite sure if you want to hear any more of my ideas or not. Happy Easter to everybody. Wow, from Key Largo. I love that. Okay, morning, Tori. Happy Easter from North Wales. Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay. We did these. Welcome. Easter is my favorite too. Good. Happy Easter from Minnesota. I said that. Okay. Shelton, Washington. All right. I like that area. Washington is really a pretty state. It really is. Okay, it's 3:06 here in the woods of New England. Ooh, that sounds wonderful. I just watched The Holiday again, which, if you've never seen it, it's in the woods of New England. Oh, no, it isn't New England, it's England. And it's these two women who exchange, one's here in LA and one's in England. And they exchange houses and lives and everything else. It's a great movie. Good morning, all. Hi, Tori in the Western. Oh, yeah, that's in North Carolina. Hi. Okay. Your clock's changed. That's right. I love your ideas of the business card. That's right. The business card is part of my next successful thing because it has websites on it. Find out about it yourself. You have to put a want to read it. Do you see what I mean? But when I say, look, they are after you, your life is in danger. And they go, really? How is my life in danger? And I go, you're 15 minutes from Scientology and you're young and they're looking for young people. You speak two languages, double whammy for you. You know what I mean? And all of a sudden they're like, whoa, and they want the card and you know they're going to learn about it. Because I tell them, I go, if you don't learn about it, there's a very good chance they can get you in. And they all say no, but I go, that's what everybody says. But you know what? They're good at what they do. Learn it. And so then they do. 3 a.m. Magoo, love from Toronto. All right, cool. Sorry it's so late. Okay, let's see. They won't want me because you're too old. I love that. That's not true. I just sent, oh yeah, that's somebody, that Janie, that is really sweet. Thank you very, very much. All right, I'm a cult arch enemy. Oh yeah, the born ancient. That's good for you. I mean, good for you. Happy Easter, love it. She's totally welcome. She's truly precious. Thank you for looking after Tori. Yes, I agree. Thank you very much. Love it. You are a wonderful person, and you've been a big help to me. Now, interesting ideas. You mentioned a book a while back. Oh, yeah, Blink. Okay. So that's another one that I think you guys should read. My experience with C of S. I asked 3 questions. To every one question they asked me, and they told the young man I was dating he wasn't to bring me back and he could no longer date me. Wow. Boy, that's pretty intense. Wow. Well, there you go. You Can Heal Your Life by Louise Hay, right. So books is one of them. The other thing that I think, I'm just going to stop here for a minute. I also think something that I've done that's helped a lot is sit down with someone and say, look, how do you feel about free speech? And they go, oh, I'm for free speech. I'm totally for free speech. Okay, good. So if I wanted you to look at something or watch a video or something like that, would you be willing to do that? Well, it depends on what it is. I mean, I'm not going to watch stuff against Scientology. Really? Well, let me ask you, how do you know if you're for free speech, and we're just talking about words here on a video, do you think it could hurt you? And you just kind of talk to them that way. And not putting them down, just sort of like think about it for a minute. Can these words really hurt you? No, they can't. Okay, so why don't you pick something that you want me to watch? This is like a mother and a son kind of thing, and I'll pick something that I want you to watch. And then watch a little bit of each one and then stop and talk about it. Because I think that is a big part of it. I really do. Okay, I lost track of the time. Guys, we're an hour ahead. Okay, so you have to go. Okay, understood, Roxy. Love it. She truly is. She deserves all things good. Thank you. All right, my Tony, here he is. Good evening, morning, Tori, and everyone. So fascinating, Tori. Stripping away enough mind control by reading books. It helped. It really did for me. Protesters might want to think about giving out books. Is that what you're saying? I wasn't saying that, but you could do that. I don't think, no, I don't. I don't think a protester, first of all, I'm saying don't yell because to me, Scientology used to send me out, my Tony, and people would yell at me and I would put up what I call plexiglass and I never heard a thing they said ever. It was just sort of like, you're not going to hear that when people yell at you. But one guy came up to me, and I don't think you were here when I told this story, but these people were all yelling at me facts about L. Ron Hubbard, and he's a liar, and this and that, and he had 3 wives instead of 2, and blah blah blah. And this one guy came up to me, and it was the tone of his voice. And a voice can be like music or not, right? And he said, "Can I just ask you a question?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "If you're free, why can't you read certain books?" And I said, and he really wanted to know. You could tell he really meant it as a question. It wasn't like, if you're free, why can't you read certain books? Which would never work, right? But if you really asked it as a question, like you really want to know the answer, I had to think about it. And I said, well, I can read anything I want. There's certain books I don't want to read. And he said, okay. And he walked away and then came back a few minutes later and tapped me on the shoulder. He said, I'm still trying to figure this out. If you're free, why can't you read certain books? And he just kept asking it. He'd come back, he'd go away, he'd come back, and he'd ask me it again. And finally, I went home that night. And at the time, I had this poster on up over my door that said, it had 4 Dalmatians, all black and white, and one had a pink collar, and underneath in pink it said, "Dare to be different." And I sat in my bed that night, and I thought, I'm about as different as a rock. And that was kind of the beginning of my waking up. But it's like planting little seeds. Do you see what I mean? It isn't like you're going to say one thing and someone's going to leap out of the cult, generally. But like my brother said, he called, "How you doing?" He's lived overseas for most of his life. And I said, "I'm fine, I'm great, except a couple of my friends died." And he said, "I just have to ask you a question." And again, it was this very soft way of saying it. But he said, "You and I are like 1 year apart. But every time I talk to you, another one of your dear friends has died. Doesn't that kind of like, I just want you to think about that." And it did. It really stuck in my head. And every time somebody would die, I would think of my brother. And I would think, it's like that's how seeds are. You plant them and then you water them a little bit and things grow. So, anyway, so I don't think passing out books because Scientology passes out books. So they would immediately dead agent that and say, "No, no, don't be taking books from those people because it's just data." Meaning it's bad news, it's stuff that they don't want you to read. And I think I'm saying, if you could, let's say you invite them to lunch, and at lunch, you talk to them and you say, "Do you ever read? Do you read fiction, nonfiction? I've got this really good book I think you'd like, and I'll give it to you. You can have it, really. But I'd like you to read it and then let's talk about it." Because that's the thing. I mean, otherwise, you're never going to know if they read it, number one. And number two is then you can share ideas with them. And thank you, love it. Yeah, I think I have I think I finally got um my Tony's I forgot her name now. What is her name? I know her name. I do. I just forgot it. Anyway, I found her message. I got it. Um wait. I have it written down here. Somewhere. I have it somewhere. Natalie. Yeah. Sorry about that. Until I get to know someone, I'm kind of bad on names. But anyway, I have her phone number now, so I'm going to call her tomorrow. I love this talking about this ridiculous religion and helping others. Thank you. You're welcome, Rebecca. I'm glad that it helps in any way. Flatliners, we want to hear more of your ideas. Okay. Um, More ideas, please. Okay, yes. I want to hear your ideas. Okay. Ew. Um, well, I think maybe you guys wrote those before I told you my ideas. Because my first idea is to talk to them about free speech and how do they feel, get them to watch a video. Well, my first one is the cards. Give them a card and just say, look, you guys need to do your own research. But that's sort of for people that aren't even in. For people that are in, I would still give them a card. I would say, you know what? I know these guys don't want you to look at this, but in your own time, look at it. It won't hurt you. I'm just going to tell you that it won't hurt you because it won't. And it's information. That's all it is. It's just words. But I want you to look at it, and I would put my phone number on the card so they can call you. We multitask, Tori. We listen and chat. Okay, good. All right. Yes, we do. She's a mind of beautiful information. Well, thank you. All right. Okay, this is my Tony talking to Love It. Okay. All right, I'm going to let you guys talk. Anthony, you got, I don't know what you were saying. You got, um, have you ever heard of the bite method? Yes, I have very much. I know Steve Hassan very well, and I have heard of it. I think the best thing to do is go to his website, Steve Hassan. I forget the name of it, but you can type in Steve Hassan and his website will come up. But he's got all of that laid out there, and I feel like he is an expert at it. So he wrote the book. So, go read what he has to say about it. It's a huge website about mind control. It's really good information. Yeah, I didn't get here too late. I hit the like button right away. All right. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, there's a bunch of people that haven't. There's 81 people in here and 65 haven't hit the like button. So like I said, either like it or tell me why not. Because I don't mind if you don't like it, but I want you to tell me. So because otherwise I can't improve. But if you like it, then you should at least hit the like button. Hi, my Tony. We can't wait to. Natalie's shows are awesome. They are. She is an amazing. She's terrific. I think yelling is counterproductive as well, Roxy says, even though Pearl Snappy's delivery is hilarious. I haven't heard that, and this is just for me. It's like different people may find screaming is very effective. And that's why I'm saying if I knew my way was the highway and everyone would be out. Do you see what I mean? So I'm just saying for me, it didn't work. And it didn't work at all. But to other people, it might be exactly what they need. You know what I mean? It might impinge enough so they hear it. I almost joined the Sea Org. This is Anthony, but thank you for reminding me of that, Roxy, because I haven't heard Pearl Snappy's. I just went over there the other night, and I'm waiting to hear her delivery thing, but I will. Thank you. I almost joined the Sea Org. This is Anthony. Ooh, in 2011, but a phone conversation with you kept me from signing the contract. Wow, you saved my life. Oh, how wonderful. I'm so happy you called. Good for you for calling me. I'm the right person to call if you're going to join the Sea Org. I am. Good. I'm really happy you came on and told me that, Anthony, that you're not in, because you never know. Some people don't join, but then Scientology comes back and gets them and snags them and they get back in. So I'm really happy you stayed out. Good for you. All right. My Tony said thumbs up to Janie. Of course, we want to hear your stories. Okay. Wow, Anthony, Tori is amazing. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That's from Michelle. We are one big family here supporting you. Well, thank you, Janie. Well, I want to support you guys too and help you. Interesting ideas. Happy Easter, everyone. Yeah, it's tomorrow's Easter, and ironically, Scientology doesn't really celebrate Easter, but they do. They're going to have an Easter egg hunt. And that's the way we were too. We didn't really ever celebrate it religiously, but we did as far as we had Easter baskets and stuff when my son was young and his friends and stuff like that. How do you be nice to the security guard, Frank? Is he the really mean one? Because some of them are really mean. I'm not sure who he is, but I generally just try. I mean, the only guy that I really won't even talk to is a guy from Germany, and he came here and he was just vicious. But he's the he was awful. But I don't know Frank exactly, but I always just, I'm always just friendly with people. You know what I mean? It's like, hey Frank, how you doing? How are you? Do you celebrate Easter? I just you never know what because I'll tell you, I'll tell this is a true story. I mean, all my stories are true, so it's always weird when I say that. I think, what am I thinking of? It sounds like everything I'm saying is a lie, but this is really true. I don't mean that, but I mean it's like something that I experienced. That's what I mean. It's like an actual experience of mine. And there were three guys that were in Scientology, three men. They were businessmen, all three of them, very successful and very, very creepy. I mean, really creepy. And they didn't have any friends. Nobody, it was just like nobody, nobody liked them. But they were very wealthy, so people worked for them and stuff like that. And um, so I had to keep thinking about it because their wives were all friends of mine and they were really nice women. And I thought, and they were smart and they were good people, you know what I mean? And I thought, I don't think these women would marry horrible men. I just don't. And although they weren't like horrible, like abusive, they were just very shut down. It was just like, hello, Tori, that kind of thing. Not friendly at all. So, but one day I realized, now wait a minute, there's got to be another side to these guys. So I made it my little adventure to get over their mountain and into their hearts. And once I got into their hearts, I found out all three of them were little teddy bears. They were very, very sweet, sweet, sweet men. I mean, it was really a shock. I mean, it wasn't because I liked the women so much, and I thought they're not going to marry creepy guys, but they seem kind of creepy on the outside. But anyway, it ended up being very interesting as far as what's on the outside and what's on the inside. So I try, like someone like Frank, I can't really picture who he is, but a lot of the guards are very unfriendly with us. And I'm just always friendly to them. It doesn't matter because you never know what you might say that could touch their heart. And they might go, what am I doing here? I don't go up and go, well, what are you doing here? But I usually go like, hey, you got a haircut. Looks good. Just stuff that's like just normal stuff. But I'm sure to them it's like, wow, she's a, she's a CIA agent now, but she's asking me about my hair, and that is something that is different than what they've been told. She's a suppressive person, she's evil, all this. But she always comes up and asks me about my hair or my family or something like that. Just something that's friendly and nice. And I think that stuff goes into your heart. It's like music. See, music can get to your heart. That's the other thing. Oh, that was the other one I forgot to tell you, as well as the cards, books, talking to them about free speech. But the fourth one is music, because you can find a song that can say to your relative or friend something that you want to say to them, but they won't hear it from you. But you play the music, and all of a sudden it's in their heart. It's amazing. It really is. Music is amazing. So Doug Kramer woke up with a book. Yeah, yep. It definitely helps. I lived a very abusive marriage, and to this day, if someone gets loud and angry voice, I shut down. You know, I get it. Yeah. Crazy as an outhouse rat. I hear you. I don't do well with it either. I really don't. But I guess some people might. So that's why I say it didn't work for me. Do you know what I mean? It's a form of PTSD. I think it can really, do the negative for people. Michelle, Natalie, okay. Oh, because this was back when I was saying what was her name, Natalie. Yeah. Yeah. All right. No, I'm not leaving. I just lost track of the time. I have insomnia, so I'm always awake at this time in the morning. Oh, that's difficult. Now, one thing that I can say for insomnia, I've never had insomnia, but I do believe I keep a journal and I have all my life since I was a little kid. And before I go to sleep, I get out my journal and I write down anything that I have my attention on, that I'm worried about, that I'm happy about, anything. And and then I keep writing until I don't have anything else to think about. And then I can go to sleep. And I really think it's a tremendous skill, or not skill, but, practice. It's a great practice and it really helps you sleep. So anyway, and the other two things I do for sleeping is I do the alphabet backwards while I'm doing deep breathing, which is inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and exhale for 8 through your mouth. You'd be surprised if you did all three of those. It's like the alphabet backwards, deep breathing, and the 4-3-2, which is a stress clinic where they said they teach everyone that 4-3-2. And you inhale for 4 seconds, hold it for 7, and then exhale for 8. And if those don't work and put you to sleep, which I'm telling you, you have to really relax and calm down. But if those don't do it, the other thing that I do that apparently, I don't know, it doesn't matter where it came from. Someone told me about it, where you have to count from 100 all the way back in sevens, like 100, 900. And, for me, it's really difficult. But that one of those three puts me to sleep. So anyway, there you go. That's my sleeping regimen. Okay. Now let me get up here. Good morning, Tori. Okay, okay. Okay, now hang on. I got to get back up here. Oh, hi, Tori. I sent an email with your Amazon code. Oh, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And it's under Jenna? Does it say your name? Okay, Natalie. Okay, Natalie, gotcha. Tori, thanks for explaining. Thank you for your wisdom. Thanks for sharing your stories. Okay, thank you, my Tony. That was very kind of you. Very nice. No, okay, so now we're caught up. So now I'm gonna go, hi Tori. Okay, so I gotta check the Amazon code. Jenna P. All right, good. Tori, Confident Chris has an LED lit backpack. I saw that on at the moment with the SPTV phone number and ex-members' pictures on it. It's so awesome. He's like an illuminated walking billboard. I know, I saw it. I wanted to get one of those because I thought that's fun. That is really fun. Have you communicated with the protester who asked about reading books since leaving the cult? Mm. Have you communicated with the protester who asked about reading books since leaving the cult? No, I haven't. I'm not sure what the name of the mind control book that Doug Kramer read, but it turned his life around in a process of leaving the cult. Okay, this is Roxy. Um, so, Love It, do you know the name of the book? We might be able to do some research and find out. Good morning, Mr. Doppet. Doppus? Okay, cool. Good morning. Where are you from? Janie, Natalie, thank you. Yes, the backpack Confident Chris made is awesome. Yeah, I like it too. Natalie is my wake up show. I think she's everybody's wake up show. Someone gave it to him, Roxy. Yeah, that's really cool. It is. I thought Chris made it. No, it's good to know. Yeah, somebody gave it to him. Well, we'll have to find out from Chris who gave it to him and then ask them where they got it because it's really neat. And he can change it into different things. So that I love. Much love from Canada. All right, now is Easter. Yes. Okay, and is there another chat? Don't seem to see the messages you're replying to. Nonetheless, hi from Southampton, England. Hi. Um, no, there isn't another chat. This is it. So I don't know why that you don't see them. You don't see the questions there. Can the other people see them? Can you guys see them? I'm new at this, so I don't know. Hit the button for lovely, Tori. Yeah, you have to hit the like button, and then you'll see all the messages. No, I'm just teasing. She's reading them in order. Yeah, I'm just kind of going down and reading them. She reads and responds to every comment, so she's behind. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. And if you guys don't like that, let me know. And I don't have to do it. It's an easy way for me to do it. She's adorable that way. And just got in and liked. Oh, thank you. All right. Yeah, we're above we have 91 in and 95 likes. So thank you to everyone who liked it. Love Tori After Dark. It's midnight with Magoo. But it's true, it can be Tori After Dark too. That's true. If the protesters were nice, the movement would have never got this big. It's true. It's true. Oh, you're saying if the protesters were nice, the movement would have never got this big. Which movement? The movement of the protesters? Not sure what you mean there. 49 Pointed Niners fan for life. All right. You know, my dad played for the Chicago Cardinals, right? And the Green Bay Packers. That's true. Good night, Tori and everyone. Good night, my Tony. We're looking forward to having you and Natalie talk on her show. Can't wait. Much love. Good night. All right. Well, good night to you. And my Tony, have a wonderful night. Yeah. Good night, my Tony. Love to you and Natalie. Yeah, really. Um, Thanks for your help. My Tony's saying to love it, and I am too. And she's saying, my pleasure, Tony. My Tony. I'm going to have to try to your technique for falling asleep. Yeah, give it a shot. I mean, first of all, remember the journal. Because if you write everything that you have your mind on and worrying about and everything else, and my thing is this, I have done this since I was a little kid. I keep writing until I come up with solutions for problems, even if I have to think about it tomorrow. Do you know what I mean? But it's kind of like a lot of times I come up with solutions, and that really helps too, because then the thing you were going to lay in bed and worry about is already solved. You put it down there. And even if it's like, all right, I'll think about it tomorrow some more, it's still out of your head. Now you don't have to worry about it. Okay, good, my Tony. All right, good night, good night, good night. Everybody's saying good night to my Tony. I thought Doug read the bite book that someone left at his door. Interesting, by Steve. Yeah, that could be it. Doug read, oh, Combating Cult Mind Control. Yeah, that's by Stephen Hassan. That's it, love it. Thank you. His from acting class, a friend from acting class gave it to him. It woke him up instantly. Good. I'm a Nighthawk too. Good. All right. Sovereign Comic. You. All right. And the late nights are great. I like this time. I get your notifications. Good. Thank you. Love it, says Roxy. And I absolutely love that you read each comment. Okay, well, thank you. Because I wasn't really sure. It's just my way of doing it so that I can answer each person. Um, Live chatters, you need to change the settings in the chat to see all the messages. Okay, well, thank you for that. I didn't know that you have to change the settings. Follow the 49er or follow fellow 49er fan here. Oh, okay. So Michelle's a a 49er fan too. All right, and counting backwards from the 100 by sevens is part of the mini mental test. It's difficult. It is very difficult, but I'm telling you, it'll put you to sleep. At least me. Happy Easter, Tori and Chad. Thank you. Tori, never change being you. We love you exactly as you are. Well, thank you, Janie. I really appreciate that. I do. It's very kind. All right, you guys. Well, that's it. We're at the bottom of the things, I think. I don't think there's anything more. So there you go. And we now have 104 likes and 91 people in here. So thank you for coming. Thank you for liking it. And I hope you all have a wonderful Easter if you celebrate Easter. And if you don't, have a wonderful Sunday. Do something fun. So it's a good day. All right? Happy Easter and good night, all. And thank you, Lovett, for helping us. And thank you all for coming. All right. Here you go. And there's my bunny rabbit saying good night. All right. Happy Easter. Adios.